So, as some of you, or most of you know, Hafis passed away about the same exact day last year. It was the 30th of June, and since then, life has been majorly different. Hafis was the kind of guy, who would make you crack up like 90% of the time. Most of you will definitely agree on that. You know, we used to chill in the neighborhood, and I remember the first time like I met him in middle school, and this girl told us, do you two know each other? And we were like, no. And he was like, new that day too. And she said, maybe the two of you should be friends. And we just looked at each other and we were like, nah. And then it's funny because the same exact day we became friends. And that was it. We talked, but then the whole middle school schedule change thing at the end of the first semester thing, separated us. Like we didn't get to see much of each other until the summertime when I moved into the neighborhood he was living in. I didn't know he was living there until I actually saw him one day and I was like, hey. And then I was like, you live here? And he was like, yeah. And then like we just started chilling in the neighborhood, playing basketball every other day. I wasn't much of a good basketball player, and he was like better than me. We used to play one on one. Those used to be the days, man, when we would just go outside, like the whole neighborhood. We would just go outside, play basketball. And since he's been gone, we haven't been doing that much lately. We haven't been playing much outside lately than we used to. But he's gone, but he's not forgotten. Like, so I was gonna do a really really extremely long video for this, but then I just realized how short it's gonna be. He's gone, like he is never coming back, but he is still here with us. He's not forgotten. He still has a place in our hearts, every single one of us that knew him. He used to be a fun guy. He used to make everyone laugh, and he even got me introduced into gaming. I remember the first time like he came over, he brought his 360, and I was like, is that an Xbox 360? Because mind you, I had never played an Xbox or any I had never played an Xbox or any Xbox game or any Call of Duty for that matter until the day he brought Modern Warfare 3, and we played, and I was like, this is a pretty good game. And he like got me introduced, and I said there's like kill streaks and everything, and basically he broke down Call of Duty for me. And then Black Ops 2 came out. I played a couple of matches, and then a couple of months, like in June, March, around there. Not June. In not July either. Last year. In March and April, like my other friend Miguel let me borrow his Black Ops, and I played with Hafis, and we played League Play, and it used to be so fun. And basically, that's that's how I got introduced into Call of Duty by him. If it wasn't for him, like my life, I'm pretty sure would have taken a turn for the worse. And I remember when I learned that he had passed away. Like I just came from church. We were just driving, and Tim like sent me a no no. Basically, I was just in the car and I checked the phone, and I had just gotten a couple of messages, and then it wasn't about a feast. It was just a bunch of like random stuff. And we got home, and then Timmy called me, and he said, Frank, and then I said, what's up? And he said, Hafiz passed away. Hafiz died. And I was just cracking up, and I told him, nah, stop messing, man. Stop messing around. You don't make jokes like that. And he said, I'm serious. And I just started laughing, and it was basically I couldn't accept the fact. I was like, nah, you're kidding. You're just joking. And I went to his house, and he opened the door. He seemed all sad, and I just started smiling. I was like, man, stop messing around with me like that. And he told me it was true. And then in that moment, like, he called his mom, called his dad, and they all told me, and I was like, oh, he's not messing around. He's telling the truth. And it just hit me right there. And I just started crying right there. That was probably the first time I cried in like 7 years. You know, my friend died, like my really close friend just died. And I just ran home and I just told my mom, and she was like, she just looked at me for a second, and then she started crying. And then I just went to Mark's house and I knocked there, and Mark told me, did you hear what happened to Hafis? And I was like, yeah. And then I told him my mom and I are going over to his house right now. So I took my mom over to Hafiz's house. We sat there for about an hour. I was really crying, and people just coming in and out. Family, friends, and everybody is just coming to encourage Hafiz's mom. And I was just sitting there like, man, he's really gone. I just saw him yesterday. He just handed me his copy of Black Ops 2 and said, Frank, I'm gonna like stop gaming for a little while, so you can play this Call of Duty for me. You just take this Call of Duty and go and play it, and you can keep it, cause I don't want to play video games anymore. And he also gave away his Xbox to my friend Tim too. That's why it was so sad, because like we just the day before, just that evening at like 7 o'clock, I had just walked him home. We had made a couple of jokes, and he just handed me the copy of Black Ops 2 like that, and I told him bye, and he said goodbye, and that was like the last goodbye. Like, you never know when someone dies. You never expect it. You never see it coming. It's just one of those things that you'll never ever see coming. Like, death is so sudden, it can happen at any given moment. That was the reality right there. Like, he's gone, he's never coming back. I kept telling myself that, and I kept on crying and crying, and I just started playing video games, and I played so much Call of Duty. I played like straight up at least 8 hours worth of video games every day, and I was so sad. I couldn't find anything. There was no other thing that could make me feel better. Just video games. I just binged on video games, on video games, on video games every single day, thinking that, wow, he's gone. He is really gone. And video games are like my way of, accepting that reality that I'll never see his online status pop up. I'll never ever play with him, and the worst thing is, I'll never see him ever. Like that Saturday when I saw him last, when he gave me his Black Ops 2, that was the last time I ever talked to him. That was the last time I said goodbye. And to wake up the next day only to find out that he is gone, it's just bizarre. And obviously I was really really depressed. As I said, I was seriously depressed. That is like the fourth time, only the fourth time that I've lost someone like so close to me. Like, I've lost my grandma, I've lost my grandpa, and I've lost Hafis, and I've lost another grandma, and it's really sad. Like, he's probably one of the first ever teenage friends that I ever had that actually passed away. Things like that are not forgotten. He is gone, but he is not forgotten. He isn't.